I would have wanted a certain other group to have made an episode about what this video is about, but the place's user base wanted to be abrasive as sin, so I'm stuck having to make a video myself. This video is about the valid point, or lack thereof, of trolling in video game communities. See, trolling is a big problem because we, the members of video game communities, are supposed to be the good guys. Yes, I know, shock and alarm. After all, we've been pushed around by muscle abusers, so it would only be hypocritical to bully those we deem weak. Well, that's what we are doing, by freaking trolling. The point of trolling in video game communities is simple. Fun at others' expense. There's already to have a way to have fun at others' expense. I think it was called love making. And yes, I'm emphasizing the word love in that to showcase that it can be just as easily the partner's joy in that case. It's still incredibly stupid to try without a working sense of standards. And you know what I figured out from talking about that? That trolls are worse than their own already low self-standards, because they can't even be creative with their own fun. Of course, trolling wouldn't have to be dedicated to others' expense to have a sufficient motive for mere explanation. It can also be the result of outright indifference. That is, if not quite, almost just as disgusting a motive, because it means that the troll just plain doesn't care about standards. This is a problem because standards are needed to bust the morality failures. Yet the indifferent people only care about their fun, not anything that could bring about any genuine satisfaction to either themselves or others. But obviously, these people won't even care about their own motives. They'll just proceed with the trolling in video game communities regardless. Because, you know, it's fun! Yeah, you know what else is fun? How about playing the freaking games? Especially when good games make agency as important as the mere ability to interact. And it's what makes a game like the first Super Mario Bros. Timeless. I have to cite the very second Goomba in World 1-1. That guy is surprisingly positional for a few reasons. First, because you will likely have snagged the Super Mushroom, which by the way is past the first Goomba, and this becomes relevant when the Super Mushroom basically cancels with a hit. He ends up teaching the player that as long as they're big, it's okay to take a hit if your only concern is survival. While at the same time, the first Goomba still forces the player to learn to jump before being allowed to take a hit at all. At the same time, the second Goomba establishes whether the player will go by body or by mind, since the Goomba can be reacted against even in a rush attempt to keep the clock from being a worry, or simply outmaneuvered to hold his individual threat value. The player wants a good mix of both to stand a chance in later levels, obviously, but they can go ahead and focus more on one or the other. And this is Super Mario Bros., not some game focusing on actual role-playing. There's more than playstyle to determine agency as well. How about the idea of self-imposed challenges? Namely, thrown restrictions that usually ban overpowered stuff to understand the game better. Or better yet, to simply try something fresh. They provide a reason to play a game to the point where it can actually provide valid discussion all over the place. Wait, what was that? Hold on. Excuse me, some baddies are right outside. I need to take care of them. Looky here to try to kick my butt again. Of course they're gonna fail. So maybe because I got big buzz up and then oh hey look! They've even brought friends this time round. Seriously. Oh boy. Yeah, you're not going anywhere, pal. What? Uh-oh, reinforcements are inbound. That was too close. Take this! Yeah! Going summer. Bring it on, Daddy. I'm not afraid of you. Take this, drum punk. And you're isolated, Bill. Checkmate. Wow. As usual, the trolls suck. They were supported by Dark Knights, and they still couldn't even handle a single tower that fires incredibly slow. Of course, it helps that the 500mm Big Bertha punches through armor and deals a lot of damage to clumped enemies. It makes sense, honestly, that dwarves, who by the way typically are fond of treasure, are the big guys. The big guys want to smash as many enemies as possible in mere moments while keeping regard to defenses minimized. That is going to require plenty of energy. You learn how to master this stuff by, wait for it, learning the game! But hey, clearly I'm just babbling randomly. There's no reason to even bother learning these sorts of skills. Okay, now that I think about it, why did I even go to that outhouse anyway? Oh, right, because I need that seahorse to navigate the Lost Woods style maze. Let's show that. So thanks, Seahorse fellas, for guiding me through a totally not entirely preset maze for all of 0 seconds. Wait, what? I didn't need the seahorse to navigate the maze? That's not right. Well, certainly there was a reason to bother. A heart piece. Something that doesn't amount to much even on this run. So basically, I helped those seahorses for free on a timed challenge. Sure, it's only day 1 that has strict scheduling for the challenge, but it doesn't change that I go out of my way to help the seahorses. I could just memorize the Zora egg locations instead, but that's just plain disconnected to begin with. You may notice I have similar regard toward a reject NPC in Battalion Wars 2, going by the name of Private Hazard. The minefield he is trapped in scares me to this day because of finicky hit detection with the mines, and failure to rescue him doesn't even hurt technique enough to knock it below 100%. There is not one run of Scorched Earth I do where I don't bother unless it's something lousy like a simple speed run. And if you pause the rank run video right at the right moment within moments of the last Exylvanian grenade fits and being vaporized, you see that, yes, he's still alive and kicking. Naturally, Marshall Nova had this to say.
Most proficient.
Yes, I obviously do that cut off to brag, but Marshall Nova was certainly not the only one who was impressed. Annihilator 567 and most likely other people certainly liked what was happening as well. Of course, obviously I'm bragging where I should learn freaking not to, but it's a necessity just because of the mere point of this video. Why troll? Why cause so much unnecessary anguish? Why even do it just for what proves to be a contradictory purpose? Yes, that's right, trolling is nothing to brag about at the end of the day, compared to learning things like meta mechanics that serve to do things like reward mid-battle analysis, applying the skills needed to handle them or even come up with them in the first place to the benefit of others, and just plain give inspiration for the newbies. That's not even getting into the idea of helping with making a game, as I have been hired to do thanks in no small part to my insights on game balance. Or, God forbid, do charities, or write a book, or even handle a YouTube channel. Something! Nope, we gotta go with being at each other's throats. All trolling in video game communities does is spread corruption, asking to cause cases of too good for this sinful earth upon anybody who can fight back. In fact, upon saying this, I realized that this ends up applying to Code Geass's own silent scapegoat. And I absolutely mean that, especially given what happened with that said silent scapegoat. Honestly, that's the biggest problem with the video game communities. People, including the trolls themselves, think themselves honest to God good guys, while simultaneously thinking their perfection. Contrast to the silent scapegoat I just mentioned. It leads to them not bothering with trying to find somebody to help them sort their own morals. And you know what? I think I have to bring up this quote. All living creatures place their faith in someone more powerful than them, and they cannot survive unless they blindly follow that person. The recipient of that faith then seeks out someone in an even higher position in order to escape from the pressure. That person then seeks out someone even more powerful that he must put his faith in. Regardless of the alignment of the characters who said that, and there's valid reason to regard him as anything but morally favorable, he has a perfectly valid point there. The video game community members don't want the sort of friends who could reasonably help with morality. A person who doesn't want somebody worth looking up to can only end up with self-indulgent morality if they're lucky. Without that, there's nothing to prove that their morals are better, or somebody to help make sure that the person themselves can even be steadfast. As long as people don't understand this, WaddlerD's supposed desire of YouTube being united, and I have plenty of reason to treat him wanting that as being suspect, can only hope to be a pipe dream. It can only hope to be a pipe dream when people only care about fun at others' expense, even when it proves uncreative beyond belief. But of course, after all this, other people will just tell me that I don't understand a thing about video game culture. To those people, you're right. I don't understand. I don't understand why let a girl remain harassed by incredibly lecherous behavior for 5 days straight on a sponsored stream with nobody complaining. I don't understand their arrogant beliefs that anybody who can't handle counterintuitive controls is automatically bad, and hiding from one's weaknesses somehow makes the person who does that awesome. I don't understand trying to claim video game characters as waifus, even when those characters would realistically be beyond disgusted by the treatment and the person behind it. And I certainly don't understand hollow claims to be the good guys, which the culture should be, yes. But you have seen fit to teach me that it should be and is are two different things entirely. And your disgusting delusions. Because you have proven you will do anything for a few cheap laughs, making you the same as those muscle-bound bullies that you yourself try to get the hell away from. Oh, but wait, girls aren't giving you whatever you want. So apparently, I'm just bitching for the sake of bitching. Because I don't understand girls. You're right, I don't understand girls. I don't understand them. Only one giving certain guys the time of day just because of appearances. I don't understand them being backstabbing bitches in sheep's clothing who treat honor as a way to be all take and no give. I don't understand them marrying for superficial reasons such as money to set up some hit and run divorce bullshit. I don't understand why they should claim to be nice in a violation of show don't tell that they cut out the words I love you for being. And I don't understand the point of even bothering with any of that when they're supposed to be smart enough to sort the angels from the devils and nice enough to deserve to be treated with respect and dignity. Clearly, I must be an idiot. Now, excuse me, while I go back to handling my story where an incredibly fine female character in it has managed to fit in over 80 tropes and counting. I'm sure there is anything that stops Deadpan Snarker from being on that list of tropes to begin with.